Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of The Mike Martin Show here on AM 790 WPRV, also broadcasting on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I'm your host, Scott Credici. This portion of The Mike Martin Show brought to you by Bay Coast Bank, providing exceptional service and financial solutions for our community since 1851. Visit baycoast.bank to learn more. And with that, let's say hello to the head coach of the Brown Bears, Mike Martin. Coach, how are you?
Scott, I am well. Good to see you and be with you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being with us. I should mention to our viewers and our listeners that we will be joined a little bit later on in the program by Sam Cloris and Nana Owusu-Anani. We'll also preview this weekend's solo game. The Bears will host the Columbia Lions on Saturday night at 6 at the Pizzatola Sports Center. But first things first, we look back to last weekend, Coach, and it was a tough weekend. You lost at home Friday night to Princeton, 69-50. Another one of those nights where just things weren't clicking for 40 minutes offensively for the team.
Yeah, and I thought Princeton played really well, and they're playing really good basketball. They followed that up with a win over Yale at Yale Saturday night to bring them into a tie for first. You have to score against Princeton in order to beat them. Our defense wasn't great, but it was good enough.
Yeah.
Our defense Friday night was actually better than the defense we played down at Jadwin. When we lost by 2 from a number standpoint. So it was our offense, 50 points and 65 possessions on Friday night, which wasn't even close to good enough, right? And when you're playing a team like Princeton, you have to be able to score because they are so good offensively. I thought it was a combination of us not executing as well as we needed to, missing some shots that maybe we could have made, and Princeton playing some pretty good defense.
Yeah, I mean, Coach, we've seen it a few times this year, and from an outsider's perspective, sometimes I think it's just a confidence thing, and now all of a sudden the shots that you think are going in don't go in, and it's like, oh man, how do we stop the snowball from rolling downhill? But I do think at times the execution was good. I thought we had some good open looks, and again, they're just not dropping, and that happens. I mean, it stinks that it's happened to us on more than one occasion this year. But you look and you can see sometimes maybe kids are thinking a little bit too much. You know what I mean? When the shots aren't going in, is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's unfair. I think it's a combination of a lot of things, and confidence comes from preparation. And I think our guys prepare themselves. So I don't know that it's a lack of confidence. I think it's you could point to a lot of different things as to why our offense at times isn't as efficient as we'd like it to be. But it's things that we're continually trying to improve upon, and I think our players obviously improved their offensive efficiency Saturday night.
Let me ask you, when you were a player, remember back to the days when you wore a brown uniform, if you were in a little bit of a funk offensively, what did you do personally to try to get out of it, or did you even think about it? It was just, you know what, shooters don't think. You just take the next shot that's open.
Just stay with your routine and stay with your work and get in the gym. And if your shot's not falling, get in the gym maybe a little bit more. And, again, confidence comes from preparation, and that preparation is through hard work. So I don't think it's a matter of our players not preparing themselves or working hard enough. And, again, I'm not sure confidence is, it may be part of it, but I don't think it's something that you could say, pinpoint. That's why we didn't score Friday night.
Right.
It's a lot of things. Princeton's out there too. They're scouting us, and they know what they're trying to take away, and they're, they're playing good defense lately. So I think it's a lot of different things, Scott.
The next night, Coach, boy, what a great college basketball game for the fans that were here, and it was a pretty good crowd at the pits. You lose by 1 at the buzzer to Penn, 89-88. Let's go over some of the highlights in this one, and we'll start in the first half. Perry Cowan knocks down this 17-foot jumper to put your team up 8. First half, Cho takes it in on Martz, kicks it out to Perry Cowan. Back to Cho, who hands it to Cowan up top. He'll pull up from 17 and hit it.
Right.
I was joking with Perry yesterday. He was working on his mid-range jumpers, and I said, what are you taking mid-range jumpers for?
He just did.
It's funny because, Perry's a guy that I know and we all know as a good three-point shooter, Coach. And in this day and age, too, I almost feel like to a certain extent the mid-range jumper has gotten lost in the sport of basketball. But Perry knocks down a 17-footer there. And I know, there's the old, the statistics say you can shoot 33% from 3. It's the same as shooting 50% from 2. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. But sometimes that's the best shot you can get. The way Penn defended that play, They took away the three. They chased Perry over the top of that dribble handoff, and T's guy was off him a little bit. Didn't want to help too much on Perry. T set a good screen, and so a wide open 17-foot jumper off the bounce, was a pretty good shot. And in that moment, that's what the defense gave us, and Perry took what the defense gave us.
It was funny because literally the day before he's out on the court working on his mid-range jump shots, and I kidded him. I said, "What are you working on those for? You never take those." And then he comes out the next night and he knocks one down. So good for Perry. Coach, let's move to the second half. Your team was down 7 with about 4 minutes to go, and Dan Friday rebounded a Penn miss, and he finds Keno Lilly for this three. Down low on the baseline, kicks it out top. Here's a three straight away for Smith, in and out. Rebound Dan Friday. Friday brings it up the floor for the Bears, kicks it in the corner to Lilly. Keno's open three is good.
That's a big shot.
And that started kind of, the comeback for you guys when you were down 7. Friday with the rebound. And as I've said to you in the past, I just think he's a real good facilitator. And Keno, when he's open, I'm pretty confident he's going to knock that shot down.
Yeah, really good spacing on that break. Dan attacked and made the defense commit to him, and then he made the really good play to kick it to Keno in the corner. But Keno running to the corner helps our spacing, helps Dan's ability to attack the paint. Everyone else did their job on that play as well. I don't know if it was I'm trying to remember. Either Dan got the rebound and pushed it out, or David got the rebound and gave a great outlet, deep outlet, which started our break. Keno in the corner, without a defense challenging the shot. More times than not, that's going to go in.
So down 4 with under a minute to go. You're trying to make it a one-possession game. T. Cho does just that by rebounding the Ferrari miss and putting it back up and in.
Ferrari right off the court.
Cho gets it to Ferrari, up top to Friday. Friday back to Ferrari. 3 for Kimo is no good. Tip-in is for Tamanong Cho.
Yeah, Tamanong picked himself up off.
I think that was right after 2. I think Dingle had scored, and I thought Dingle got away with a little bit of a shove, but that's neither here nor there. But you're down 4, you need to cut it to one possession. Kimo had a good open look, couldn't get it to go down, but T's there on the offensive glass to clean it up.
Yeah, and as Russ said, he picked himself off the ground. He got run through on the screen and jumped up and went in there and got the rebound. If he stays down, if he doesn't get up as quickly as he did, if he doesn't pursue the ball as quickly as he did, Penn gets a rebound. We're down 4 with under a minute to go, and all of a sudden you're in foul mode. The fact that he made the play he did, kept it a one-possession game, or got it to a one-possession game, I should say, and allowed us a chance to, with the differential that we had on the shot clock and game clock, I think it was 11 or 12 seconds, allowed us to get a stop and put us in position to take the lead later in the game.
Well, speaking of that stop, let's hear it. Up too late, the Quakers tried to milk the clock a little bit when Jordan Dingle fumbled the basketball, and that allowed Jalen Gainey to tie him up. Court to Slackert. Lilly picks him up.
So Slackert's going to burn some clock. 16 on the shot clock. And then Dingle will come out and get it. There's this pick for him with Moskowitz, and there we go. 10 seconds, and Dingle has it at half
Cho
court.
will guard Dingle. He dribbles between 2 defenders and going to the floor. The Bears tie it up,
Jump
and they
ball.
have the possession arrow.
Jump ball, it's Brown's ball.
So with 14 seconds to go, the Bears will get it via the possession arrow. And now Brown with a chance to tie. That was big, Coach, coming up with that stop when you needed it, right? You can't have Penn score there, make it a 2-possession game, and your team able to come up with the tie-up and the possession arrow point your way.
Yeah, and Penn had scored 48 points in the second half up to that point, and they called a timeout. Honestly, we talked about switching up our defensive look a little bit, and ultimately we decided to stay man-to-man, and our guys came through and got a big stop for us when we needed it. On a night when our defense was not as good as it needed to be, it came up big in that moment.
Yeah, and then with 10 seconds left, you call a timeout, and your team comes out of the timeout and executes this play perfectly. Cho comes to get it. They get it into him. 9, 8, finds Lilly. He'll take the 3 from the right wing.
Yes! 4.9 left. Penn has a timeout, and they're going to use it right here. Bears up 1. They got to defend now.
88-87, Keno Lilly puts the Bears on top by 1 with 4.9 to go.
You can't design a better play, and a team can't run better execution for a play. They prepared for that play. They did it in practice, and they
I know you talked about, Coach, on every play there's many options. I don't know if Lilly was the primary option there, but that play worked very well for you.
Well, he was the first guy to catch it after the initial inbounds pass, and I think a lot of our late game plays include T catching the ball on the spot he caught it, and then him going to make a play. And I think Penn was keyed in on that a little bit. The first look is Keno off the pin down. Jalen set a great screen. Keno cut hard, cut the score, and it was open. He let it fly. After that, there would have been another option which involved T, but it didn't get that far. And huge shot by Keno and really great screen by Jalen, and well done all around to get Keno the opportunity to make a huge shot.
And then, unfortunately, with 4 seconds left, Penn able to move the ball up the floor after they had called a timeout. Clark Slackert scores with 0.4 of a second to go, and you lose by 1. And I know I talked to you the next day. You said you didn't sleep well that night, wondering, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Should I have played that differently than I did? But the fact of the matter is, it is what it is. They made a great play, and they walk out of here with the 1 point win.
Yeah, great coaching by Penn, by Steve. Great execution by his team, and great job by Clark Slacker to step up and make a tough shot in a big moment. Our players did everything they were supposed to do on that last defensive possession. T and Jalen did what they were supposed to do based on the defense I called. Unfortunately, the defense that was called led to a 3-on-3 opportunity for Penn. Dan and Kemo were both in position to help and tried their best to help without overhelping, because if they overhelp, now that leads to a wide-open kick out for Max Martz, who's a great shooter, or Jordan Dingle, who had 31 in the game.
Right.
So they stayed disciplined. They stayed true to what they were supposed to do. Keno did his best. He guarding a guy in space like that is no easy task. He recovered with a good angle, got in front of Clark Slacker, made him shoot a tough 2 over him, tough running 2. He didn't foul, everything he's supposed to do, and kid made a good shot. So at the end of the day, they executed our defensive plan on that possession exactly the way they were supposed to, which certainly the plan could have been better. And but if we had a different defensive look, if we were a little bit different with what we were trying to do, then maybe something else opens up. So at the end of the day, the kid made a great play, and he made a tough 2 to win the game.
In a situation like that, Coach, and you tell me if I'm wrong or what the thinking is behind it, I actually like it when a team is in the situation that Penn is. I like it when you pressure them full court, man-to-man, make them inbound the ball in the backcourt, and try to get them to burn some of that clock in the backcourt. So by the time they get to the front clock, there's virtually no time left, and they have to rush a difficult shot. Is that kind of the mindset between setting up that full court defense?
Yeah, we were 3-quarter court, and we weren't going to go crazy like, trapping or denying or pressing, but we wanted to go 3-quarter court. We did want to make them inbound the ball in the backcourt and have to dribble it up, or in this case, they passed it up, which, speaks to, again, I think it wasn't like a complex play they ran, but it was really good, really well thought out, and really effective because they advanced the ball up to the front court quickly, right? I think when Slacker caught it, it was just under 4 seconds to go.
Right.
But yeah, we didn't want to let them roll it. Didn't want to let them get ahead of steam, dribbling up with us just waiting and kind of on our heels in the half court or quarter court defense. But because of that, the paint was a little bit more open than maybe it would have been if we were set and we were back with Jalen and T in the paint. So really, really good play by Penn. Some things we can learn from going forward if we're in that situation again.
Yep. And
it was the same exact defensive look. Now, albeit it wasn't a timeout that Cornell had, but the same exact look that we had defensively, 3-quarter court, soft man-to-man, with a guy guarding the inbounder, kind of shadowing the ball with 3.5 seconds to go the week before when we beat Cornell by 1 and forced a turnover in the backcourt. So different offensive play, same defensive look, a little bit less time at Cornell, but two games, one we win by 1, one we lose by 1. We played the defense we were most comfortable playing.
Yeah. And Coach, I know you probably would prefer to not talk about this because you're just focused on one game at a time, and this week it's the Columbia Lions Saturday. But despite losing the games at home this past weekend, there's still a path to get into the Ivy League postseason tournament, and not necessarily an unrealistic one. One of the things that needed to happen was a Yale loss to Dartmouth, Yale win over Dartmouth this week, which happened. The bottom line is you have to take care of business. Your team has to win its last 2 games. That would be the first order of business. Other things that would need to happen would be Harvard would have to lose 2 of their final 3, 2 of which are against the Princeton Tigers, a team tied for first. And then you'd need Cornell to drop one of their final 2 games, and their final 2 games are against Yale and Columbia. So it's not unrealistic, or it's not a crazy scenario, so to speak, that could get your team up to Cambridge in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think it's very fair that you mention all those things, and I think it's good for the listeners and everyone to know. And it's the reality. But all we can control is what we do, right? So like it's good to acknowledge that there's a path. It's good to understand, that it's not that far fetched. But only thing that we can control is the 2 games that we play. We could do everything we want to do in these last 2 games like we did 2 years ago, and things don't go our way and we end up losing in tiebreaker, or we end up 1 game out of 4th place. We can't get back what has happened previously to today. What we can control is what we do this weekend, and then we'll see what happens next week if we can take care of business against Columbia on Saturday, which will be a great challenge, right? It's a team that's won at Penn. It's a team that has been really competitive in a lot of games they've played, and is going to come in here hungry for a win. So, we whether or not we have a chance to play in the Ivy League tournament doesn't take away from our ability to compete, our ability to play the game that we love, and our ability to play with the guys that we love playing with. So we have those 2 more opportunities guaranteed, no matter what, whether what happens elsewhere around the league goes our way or not. We have 2 great opportunities to do all the things that we just mentioned.
All right, we'll take a timeout, and when we come back on the Mike Martin Show, we'll be joined by Sam Cloris and Nana Owusu-Anani when we continue with the Mike Martin Show right after this.
The British! They're here!
Sir, this is our Bay Coast Bank interactive teller machine, not the British. With our local ITM personal bankers, you can cash checks, make loan payments, and deposit or withdraw funds with extended hours beyond regular branch hours.
Genius!
Thank you!
I would like to make a withdrawal.
Great! How much?
12 shillings, please.
Elite Physical Therapy is a proud partner of Brown Bears Athletics. Achieving elite levels of performance is a pursuit held by all athletes, so we wanted to know how members of Brown's coaching staff defined elite.
Elite means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, but I would say it's somebody who's pursuing their potential to the absolute ends. And so, for some people that might mean, the Olympic Games and pursuing medals, and for other people that might mean trying to get onto the roster, to travel to HEPS and our Ivy League championship, and to score a point for the team by the time they're a senior. So everybody's potential lies in a different place, but if you're truly pursuing your potential to the absolute end, then that's what being elite is to me.
Now taking off, Breeze Airways with nice, new, and non-stop flights to Pittsburgh, Charleston, and Norfolk. Only on Breeze Airways.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
From corporate events to weddings by the bay to private celebrations, the Pronzi name means elegance, personalized service, and exacting attention to detail. Pronzi has everything you need in one place: event planning, catering, tents, tables and chairs, decor, and so much more. Call Pronzi today and let them plan your next event. Why go anywhere else?
The British! They're here!
Sir, This is our Bay Coast Bank interactive teller machine, not the British. With our local ITM personal bankers, you can cash checks, make loan payments, and deposit or withdraw funds with extended hours beyond regular branch hours.
Genius!
Thank you.
I would like to make a withdrawal.
Great. How much?
12 shillings, please.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
From corporate events to weddings by the bay to private celebrations, the Pronzi name means elegance, personalized service, and exacting attention to detail. Pronzi has everything you need in one place: event planning, catering, tents, tables and chairs, decor, and so much more. Call Pronzi today and let them plan your next event. Why go anywhere else?
Welcome back to the Mike Martin Show here on AM 790 WPRV on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I'm your host, Scott Credisci. This portion of the program brought to you by the Brown University Sports Foundation. Through your donations and the work of our volunteers, the Brown Sports Foundation is committed to providing funding and support to Brown athletics to enhance the student-athlete experience. Thank you for your generosity and service to Brown athletics. Whew, I'm out of breath. Just had to run into my office. Hey, happy to be joined in this segment of the program by a pair of newcomers to the program. To my immediate right, freshman guard Sam Cloris. Sam, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for stopping by. And to his right, freshman forward Nana Owusu-Anani. Nana, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us.
Well, guys, thank you for stopping by and joining us. First things first, I know we had a tough weekend last weekend at home, dropping a pair to Princeton and Penn. Sam, I guess I'll just start with you. You know, your thoughts. I know it wasn't the desired results.
Yeah, really heartbreaking loss. We've had a bunch of really close ones this season that have come down to the wire, and thought we drew up a great play at the end on the offensive side of the ball, executed it perfectly. Keno hit a massive shot, and then just to lose that way, it was really really tough for all of us. So we're ready to bounce back, but that was definitely a tough one for us.
Yeah, Nana, you know, Sam mentioned we've lost some close ones, and you know, if those games go the other way, we're singing a different tune right now, right? I mean, you look at the Penn loss, the Cornell loss, even Yale at home, and you know, those three losses, you turn those into 3 W's, and we're looking good heading down the stretch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like Sam said, heartbreaking loss, but now it's all about us just trying to take this week to prepare, stay optimistic, and just do what we can do, control what we control, and which is trying to win the rest of our games and take it from there.
Sam, when you look at close games, I mean, when you look at a basketball game, first of all, there's so many plays throughout the course of a game. I don't know that it necessarily boils down to one play, does it, right? It's just it's a number of things that happen throughout the course of the game. But what's the difference between, in your opinion, between like winning and losing those close ones?
Of course, like you said, it's never one play that determines the outcome of a game. I think it's the microcosm of a bunch of different different ways you execute throughout the game. You're going in your game plan and how you execute that game plan, obviously. You know, I think in this game there is always like a bit of a luck element. Like there's some randomness and some crazy things that happen, especially in college basketball. But you just trust your preparation, you trust your game plan, and trust your execution.
Nana, is it a little frustrating for you not being able to suit up and be out there with your teammates? I know you're dealing with, unfortunately, a season-ending injury that you're going to have surgery for. So, I mean, how frustrating is that, knowing that I can't be out there to help my teammates?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely frustrating just because we came into the year, like all of us, 1 through 17 players, just working hard each and every day. So it's now to not be able to go out there with the guys. It obviously sucks. So I'm just trying to play my part, which is trying to bring a lot of positive energy and just do whatever I can do on the sideline to try and help the guys out.
And in regard to your injury, I mean, you can say what you want or not say what you want, but I understand you are going to have surgery to repair the injury and hopefully be back for next season?
Yeah, the plan is to have surgery as soon as possible and then just start rehabbing and be 100% healthy by the time games start rolling around.
Well, it'll be great to have you back, Sam, and it'll be great to have you back next season as well. But I don't want to talk about next year. Let's talk about this year. And, you know, you're a freshman from New York. You went to Northfield Mount Hermon, which this program and many Ivy League programs have had a lot of guys out of NMH. That's a real good prep program. Talk to me about your time there.
Yeah, so I did a post-grad year at NMH. So I was there for 1 year, and it was incredible. John Carroll, JC, the head coach, has done a phenomenal job for the past 15-plus years. He's created an incredible brand, and they have the reputation of sending high academic, high-level basketball players to the Ivy League and other high academic and high Division I programs throughout the country. And I'm so thankful for my time there. Learned a lot. Got me as prepared as possible for this level, and on top of that, to learn from a coach like John Carroll every day was a blessing for me.
And before that, you were at Riverdale Country School. You were a 3-time captain there, 1,200 plus career points. So what was your high school experience like at Riverdale?
It was a lot of fun. It was going to school with my best friends that I grew up with my entire life. Very, very rigorous academic school. Really lucky to have spent such a long portion of my life there, and it was a great high school and high school experience.
Nana, how about you? Burlington, Ontario is your home, but you went to Putnam Science Academy. How'd you wind up there?
Yeah, so for me, when I was a sophomore, I transferred to Vermont Academy in Vermont. I actually went to high school before that in Canada.
Yep.
So I went down to Vermont, enjoyed my time there, got to learn a lot from Coach Pope, all the guys I played with, a lot of guys at so many different Division I schools, Division III schools. And then my senior year, I transferred to Putnam halfway through the year just for the opportunity to play games. And at Putnam, I enjoyed it a lot. Got to play with a lot of guys who are going on to the next level also. So every day in practice felt like a Division I practice, kind of in the way they ran the system. The coaches were always on top of us. And just playing with so many talented guys, I enjoyed it a lot. I feel that it prepared me.
I've talked to Malachi about this, being a fellow Canadian, and we had Obi Akoli here, Ivy League Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like more and more we're seeing more talent come out of Canada into the college game than ever before.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, the game is growing. Started back way then with Vince Carter.
Yep.
Now this year was a big deal, having Andrew Wiggins being an all-star starter. And then just having so many different Canadians at different levels. Now it's kind of like the expectation is for guys who are from Canada to get to this level and just to keep on expanding and growing.
So hockey's no longer the only winter sport up there, right?
No, definitely not. I feel like basketball is definitely on the way up.
You played for the Canadian National Under-18 team this past summer and did very well, and that team did very well. Can you talk to us about that experience and what it was like?
Yeah, honestly, it was one of the best basketball experience I've had. Just going to, it started out, we went to Montverde Academy to have a training camp. It was about 20, 25 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, they picked a team of 12. And just every day was a battle, just going in with the mindset to compete, trying to do my best to make the team.
Yep.
It was a good experience. And then when we went down to Europe, just having the opportunity to represent your country, playing with so many talented guys, I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like I learned a lot.
So you wind up here at Brown, and you get to play right away as a freshman. I mean, you weren't starting, but you were playing significant minutes off the bench. In the second game of your collegiate career against North Carolina, you were phenomenal. 20 points, 8 rebounds against the Tar Heels. What do you remember about that night, that game?
I remember just going in, just like my mindset was just trying to have fun, because that was really our first Division I game. I remember our first game we played at Division III school.
Right.
So going in, just wanted to have fun. I know everybody on our team, our confidence was high, and I feel like that just translated to the court. All the work that we put in the preseason, it just showed, and 1 through 17 of us were all positive. And it still sucks that we didn't get the job done, but it was definitely a good experience.
You know, and at that time, if you remember, Jalen Gainey, he had, kind of suffered from, I think, I don't know if he dealt with COVID, but or maybe it was mono, and then he had an injury. So the combination of those two things kind of slowed his start to the season. So you were relied on to play heavy minutes early on there because JG, was kind of rounding into shape, so to speak.
Yeah, JG and also T. Cho. I mean, T didn't even play that game.
Right.
His hip injury. So just having that opportunity right away.
D. Mitch was in foul trouble that game. JG was in foul trouble that game.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, I thank the coaches for putting the trust in me to go out and just play. And I really enjoyed the experience. My teammates, obviously, they trusted me, and I just feel like from that game we tried to build on for the rest of the season.
Sam, what's this first year experience been like for you on the team?
It's been great. I love everything that this program stands for, and the entire culture and desire to win. And we're an extremely close team. It hasn't been easy not seeing the time that I'd hoped for, but I understand I think I understand what needs to be done in order to get to that point. But overall, I love all my guys, and it's been a really fun to be a part of this program.
I say this to guys in your position all the time, and I totally understand. And I think a lot of people that are either watching or listening to this show might not be able to understand if they weren't Division I college athletes like the two of you, and that is this. If you're good enough to be recruited by a Division I program, no matter what the sport, chances are you were the star of your high school team, okay? And so when you go to college, now you're on a team of 17 guys that were all stars in high school. Only 5 can play, right, at one time. So it can be tough. It can be an adjustment. You're used to not just playing, but playing a ton of minutes and being the leader on the team, and so that's an adjustment, isn't it?
Completely. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think I got a little taste of that last year at a school like NMH where there are 7 other seniors, 5 of them go Division I, and then the junior class, a bunch of high major players. So we didn't get a full season last year, but I think that was a bit of a wake-up call. And then I was kind of used to that when I got here, but then it's just another level, and it doesn't get any easier. But that's why you got to just continue to put the work in, and always have that type of approach.
A question for both of you, Nan, I'll start with you. When you choose a program like Brown, it's more than just basketball, right? I mean, you're making a life decision. It's not a 4-year decision. It's a 40-year decision, right? You're thinking about the rest of your life. And I'm sure you guys have visions of playing at the next level when you get out of here. But the fact of the matter is, when you choose a great school like Brown University and a great program like Brown, it's more than just basketball you're thinking about. It's your whole life.
Exactly. No, I'd agree. I remember when I was going through the recruiting process, the biggest thing that myself and my parents talked about was just, for one, obviously academics, because basketball, the ball stops bouncing eventually. 2, going to a place basketball-wise where I feel like I'd fit in. And 3, just the relationship with the coaching staff. And I feel like I was able to develop a good relationship with the coaches. And then, like you said, it's a 40-year decision, not a 4-year decision. So coming to an Ivy League school, that's just something that not a lot of people can do. So when the opportunity arose, I just felt like I had to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, like basketball's temporary, right? I mean, at some point it's just going to be something you do for fun in your life. So having that Ivy League degree, that Brown degree to fall back on will certainly help.
Totally. Just like Nana said, it's a decision that will set you up for life. And like he said, it was similar for me. The relationship I had with the coaches immediately was really an eye-opener for me. I felt very comfortable here, and just knowing the level of academics here that you'll be good for life if you make this decision.
I know they say the head coach would be the closer, but which assistant coach recruited you guys?
Initially, it was Tyler Sims.
Okay.
Who I believe is at Clark University.
Yes,
now.
he is.
And then it was Cooper.
Okay. How about you?
For me, it was Coach Tone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my guy. I remember he used to come up, make the drive to Vermont. So, yeah, Coach Tone.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Has he ever been up to see you at your home in Canada?
No. I mean, once COVID started, I remember we were talking
True.
about an at-home visit, then COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you guys had choices as to where to go. Can Can you recall, Nana, who were some of the other schools recruiting you, and what made Brown the right choice? I know you touched on your relationship with the coaching staff and things like that, but what were some of the other schools you were considering, and what tipped the scales in Brown's favor?
I remember I was talking to a couple other schools in the Ivy, and then a school in the A10, Duquesne, and then like some schools in the Patriot League. But like I said, Brown, I just felt like the effort that they put in to recruit me, they showed me that they wanted me. And also just like we talked about Ivy League, and also the basketball-wise, I just felt like it was a perfect fit.
Yeah. How about you?
It was there were definitely a bunch of schools, a few schools out west, like in the West Coast Conference. Kind of casted like a wide net with my recruiting early on.
Yeah.
And then even some schools in the Southern Conference, a few others in the Ivy. But I always kind of knew once Coach Sims reached out to me, I think it was the summer going into my junior year, and I got on campus. By the time I took my official visit and committed my senior year, I had already been on campus about 3-4 times, and it was clear to me that this was the place that I wanted to be.
You know, I've heard from a lot of your teammates throughout the year on this show that this is as close-knit a team, as tight a team as they've ever been on. Do you guys kind of feel that and see it that way as well?
I would agree. I mean, from all the way from the freshmen to the senior, I feel like the seniors did a good job of taking us in right away.
Yeah.
I feel like as a team, like you said, we're close-knit, and I feel like it shows when we're together having fun, just making jokes. Yeah.
I mean, I can see it on the bus and traveling with you guys. And I want to ask you a question, too, about I just noticed this the other day. You talked about not playing the minutes. Obviously, you'd like to as a freshman, and you're not the only one. I notice you guys that don't necessarily get a lot of minutes, game minutes, you guys go hard on game day, huh? You guys have like a little workout amongst yourselves. Tell me about that.
Every game day, yeah. So Coach Tone and Coach Coop will have us. We'll start with a little workout initially, like a little bit of shooting, and then we'll compete for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. We're going hard. Like we know at this point we might not have the opportunity to play in the actual game, but that's our game. We're getting prepared for when our name is called,
yep.
And great to stay in shape and great to compete.
I mentioned earlier JG. You obviously play against him in practice, and you play with him in terms of the same position, so you guys are in the same group. What's it like playing, with and against JG?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun. I mean, you're going to get against the Defensive Player of the Year, so every day in practice, I got to come with my A game, try and work on different things to score on him, defend him, because, I mean, he's a 6'10", 6'9", athletic freak, so that just forces me to try and add elements to my game. Him, Ticho, those big guys, try and get better each and every day, because having an opportunity to learn from those guys is something that not a lot of people get, so trying to take advantage of it.
So now I've been told by a few of your teammates, too, that JG is one of the guys. I asked, who's the biggest joker on the team? Your name has come up. JG's name has come up, too. Lily, like guys that I wouldn't expect. I know JG always has a smile on his face, but I didn't realize he was kind of a joker. Lily, for that matter, too. He seems like a quiet, unassuming guy, but I guess behind closed doors, he's a joker. Do you guys see it that way? I mean, who is the biggest joker on the team, in your opinions?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are hilarious, and in different ways too. He knows a little subtle. Same with JG, but I gotta go with Dan Friday.
Oh,
yeah,
I would agree 100%. Dan Friday.
Okay. Zero filter. Yeah.
Now there's another guy that's kind of kind of plays it low in the public eye. So behind closed doors, he's a little bit of a joker. Now, did I see you when we were at Ithaca at the Marriott? Are you playing this game Wordle that everybody's crazy about?
Yeah, we got a pretty serious group chat going now.
You do?
With Coach Martin, Coach Coop, and then. It's a growing movement on the team. We take it pretty seriously.
I haven't played it yet. I'm afraid I might get addicted to it. That's the problem.
You should.
And I have better things to do with my time.
I don't know. Wordle's a great game.
Okay. Are you playing this too, Nana?
I am playing, yes.
Oh, man. So I guess that leads me to my next question then. When you guys do have downtime, free time, when you're not either in class or studying or practicing or playing basketball, what do you like to do with your free time? Do you guys have any hobbies, or are you like a typical college kid? I like to sleep, my free time. What do you like to do with your free time when you're away from the academics and the basketball and the things?
Sleep is definitely important. Definitely big on that one because, it's just such a grueling schedule. Getting your rest is important. But I heard Felix Kloman he was telling everyone, I think on this show, he was telling people that he's the best in ping pong and the best in spike ball. And I'd like to set the record straight and just let it be known that that's far from true.
Wow.
And I know that guys could take him down.
So we've got to go somewhere. Hopefully on the road sometime we'll stay in a hotel that has a ping pong table. I say that because we played years ago in a tournament in Texas Corpus Christi, and the hotel we stayed at had a ping pong table. We had some mean games. Mark McAndrew and Damon Huffman, both who are on that all Ivy plaque that we're looking at here in the basketball office. The two of them, myself, I'm trying to remember who else, but we'll have to get maybe after the season some type of ping pong tournament going.
I look forward to it.
All right. How about you, Nana?
For me, if I'm not watching basketball, like you said, a lot of sleeping. Like I do sleep a lot.
Sure.
And one thing that a lot of people know about me, like the people who are close to me, is I watch a lot of TV.
What do you like? What do you like to watch? Like, you a Netflix guy?
To be honest, if you name a show that's relatively known, I've probably watched it.
Ozark?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Every
Are you already
show.
through season 4, the 7 episodes?
Everything.
Okay.
Like, I'm a guy that as soon as it comes out, I'm probably going to watch it.
Too hot to handle?
I watched. Yeah, that's my hobby, I would say.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you there. How about, do you guys watch a lot of basketball, whether it's NBA, other college games?
Yeah. All college games, NBA, all the time.
Now,
all
your
the time.
brother, Jake, played at Columbia, right?
Yes, he did.
Now, how about your other brother, Luke? Is he an athlete? Does he play hoops? Or
My younger brother Luke is a freshman at Duke right now. He played in high school. Didn't have the desire to play in college, but he is one of the managers on the Duke basketball team right now.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 sisters, one older, one younger.
And what are they doing?
My older sister, she goes to school. It's called Queen's University back home in Canada.
Yeah.
She's in her 4th year. I think she's going into med school or something like that.
Good for her.
And then my younger sister, she's just a baby of the house. She's only 10, so she's still in elementary. She started playing basketball, soccer, and just trying to figure out what she likes.
Yeah. Do you like it here in the States, and is it a big difference from where you were from up in Canada?
To be honest, not really, just because I feel like I've been here for so long now. Came here when I was a sophomore, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just going to prep school, I feel like it prepared me for university. And then when you go to school like Brown, the community's good, everybody likes each other. It makes it easy to be here.
All right, let's have some fun. Favorite spot on Thayer Street?
Bajas.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Bajas.
Okay. Of all the places we've been to on the road this season, because you guys are both freshmen, the only Ivy gym you haven't been to is Yale yet. What's your favorite spot?
The Dean Dome.
I don't have one.
Don't have one?
I can't think of one.
Come on, you had 20-8 at the Dean Dome. That should be your answer, too.
I thought you were talking about just the Ivy.
Ivy
Yeah,
League?
it has to be UNC then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about the Carrier Dome? I mean, my alma mater, Syracuse. Come on now.
Syracuse?
All right, so what's your favorite Ivy League gym then?
The Pits.
The Pits?
The Pizzola.
The Pits, got to go with it.
All right. So, again, just for you, it's surgery, and then I guess you have to do a lot of rehab, right? I mean, hopefully you'll be back for next year. That's kind of the plan?
Most definitely. The plan is to do the surgery, rehab, get healthy, and then be back in the full swing of things by the summer.
How about your summer plans? Are they here? Are they up in Canada? Do you have a job, an internship? What?
Yeah, as of right now, I'm not decided on what I'm going to do. I know the first thing first is just to rehab, get healthy, and then I don't know whether I'll be here or at home, but regardless, I know I'll be doing a rigorous training schedule, just trying to prepare, hopefully be in the best shape, best basketball, whatever it takes for it next year.
I know sometimes guys, come back and work, camps and stuff like that. What are your summer plans, or do you even know what they are at this point?
Not completely sure yet, but I know I'll definitely I'll try to be here for a little bit, definitely for the camps. Try to get in the weight room, try to get in the gym with some of the coaches as much as that's possible, but also be back home in New York and continue to train there and possibly get some type of internship this summer.
So you're both first-year players, so you're both freshmen. You don't have to declare concentration until next year, but do you have an idea what you guys want to do? Like, I know a lot of guys do BEO. Have you given thought to what your concentration is going to be here at Brown?
Definitely still deciding.
Yep.
I could maybe see myself going down the business econ route, but very up in the air as of now.
I think for me, I've been leaning towards the BEO route.
Yeah. Have you talked to any of your teammates about it and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Just
ask them about different courses, different professors, stuff like that.
Yeah. Best moment or favorite memory of the season so far? Like, for instance, was it the trip to St. Thomas? Was it, an early season win that we had? Anything that stands out?
I think the trip to St. Thomas was priceless. That was a ton of fun. But it's really just like the little things, like in the locker room, like after practice, just everyone like coming together, going out to eat. I think those make for some of the best memories.
For me, like Sam said, the trip to St. Thomas was crazy. But also, I would say, although we didn't get the win, which I'm still upset about, just playing at the Dean Dome, playing at UNC was a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, Columbia on Saturday. Without giving away any of the game plan, this is a team you faced down in New York. You beat them by 19 on January 22nd. What do you guys have to do to come out on the winning end this Saturday against the Lions?
We got to have a great week of preparation. Got to be really keyed in and execute. Yeah.
Yeah, we just got to execute the game plan, come in with a lot of positive energy, senior night here, and just go and just have fun. Last home game of the regular season.
That's right. So we'll on to the seniors.
Exactly.
And we've got some good seniors that we're going to say goodbye to.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us on Coaches Show. Appreciate it, and good luck on Saturday against Columbia.
Thanks so much,
Appreciate
Scott.
All right, that's Nana Owusu-Anani, Sam Cloris, our guest here on the Mike Martin Show. We'll take a break. When we come back, Coach Martin will rejoin us, and we'll preview that matchup with the Columbia Lions when we continue on the Mike Martin Show right after this.
The British! They're here!
Sir, this is our Bay Coast Bank interactive teller machine, not the British. With our local ITM personal bankers, you can cash checks, make loan payments, and deposit or withdraw funds with extended hours beyond regular branch hours.
Genius!
Thank you.
I would like to make a withdrawal.
Great. How much?
12 shillings, please.
My name is Mick Young Mobilia. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I just knew that something wasn't right. So I ended up calling Rhode Island Medical Imaging, and they gave me an appointment right away. They were able to fit me right in, and that's where they found out that I had breast cancer. It's a miracle that they found it. Whoever the radiologist is, they basically saved my life. Had they not found it, it could have gotten a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse the following year because I have invasive ductal carcinoma, and I already had one lymph node involvement. I couldn't even say the word breast cancer. So the fact that RIMI can provide a place where when you walk in, when you're so scared that you don't know where your life is going, and you walk in there, just the environment itself, you can relax. I'm glad that they look at every film individually. It's more than just a film that they're looking at, that they see a human behind it. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Dr. Hillstrom, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You can have all the money in the world, but you know what? Breast cancer doesn't see that. So for me, it's to enjoy every day of your life. My name is Mick Young Mobilia, and I am the luckiest girl on this earth.
Now taking off, Breeze Airways with nice, new, and non-stop flights to Pittsburgh, Charleston, and Norfolk. Only on Breeze Airways.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of southeastern New England for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Our state-of-the-art facilities stretch from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been getting you back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here. University Orthopedics.
From corporate events to weddings by the bay to private celebrations, the Pronzi name means elegance, personalized service, and exacting attention to detail. Pronzi has everything you need in one place. Event planning, catering, tents, tables and chairs, decor, and so much more. Call Pronzi today and let them plan your next event. Why go anywhere else?
The British! They're here!
Sir, this is our Bay Coast Bank interactive teller machine, not the British. With our local ITM personal bankers, you can cash checks, make loan payments, and deposit or withdraw funds with extended hours beyond regular branch hours.
Genius!
Thank you.
I would like to make a withdrawal.
Great. How much?
12 shillings, please.
Welcome back one final time to the Mike Martin Show this evening here on AM 790 WPRV on Facebook Live and on YouTube. This final portion of the show brought to you by Ticket Smarter. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like Ticket Smarter. For all the best sports, concerts, and theater events, visit TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Ticket Smarter, proud to be the official ticket resale marketplace of Brown Athletics. Ticket Smarter, a smarter way to buy tickets. All right, Coach. Final 2 weekends of regular season play here in the Ivy League, and they will bring with them single games. No back-to-back Friday, Saturday. This weekend, it's your home finale against the Columbia Lions at 6. And before we even get into the matchup with Columbia, senior night. And you'll be honoring some seniors that have been just so important to this program.
Yeah, we have 5 great seniors. Obviously, all of their careers have been impacted by the pandemic in different ways, right? We have 2 seniors who this is their first year being eligible to play for us, right? Which is crazy. Tyler Brown and Noah Marin.
Yep.
Both guys have brought so much value to our program every single day in what they do. And then we have 3 other seniors, 2 of whom have only played. This is their 3rd year playing for us, and then T, obviously, this is his 4th year because he made the decision to come back for grad school. So, huge. Just value from all these guys and unbelievable contributions throughout the course of their career. You think about where we were as a program when T came to Brown and where we are now, even though we, have obviously come up short in some Ivy League games and, we're 4-8 going into this weekend. Our program's culture, our program's talent, our program's just everything about us has grown monumentally in the time that Tom Anang has been here. And he's probably the biggest reason for that, right? Obviously, he's had great teammates throughout his time. You think about guys like Obi Akoli and Zach Hunsaker and Brandon Anderson and Josh Howard and the guys that he's with now and all the things that they've done. Chris Sullivan, Travis Fuller, Matt DeWolf to help us, grow the program in the way we have. But T's been the one constant, right, throughout that time. And, he embodies everything you want in a Brown student, in a Brown basketball player. He's humble. He's incredibly selfless. He works so hard. He's a young man of extremely high character. He's going to graduate. He's already graduated from Brown. Now he's got a chance he's going to get his master's in public affairs, which is just an amazing accomplishment, to go along with all the great things he's done on the court. So David Mitchell, Jalen Gainey, both guys have started a ton of games throughout their career. Both guys just work extremely hard every single day. Unbelievable selflessness and just great teammates. And, I think about a guy like Jalen, and he's a senior. He still has so much room for growth because this is only his 3rd year of playing college basketball, and he's going to have the opportunity to go play next year as a grad student elsewhere and probably play at a really high level and make an impact for a really good program. So we've been really fortunate to have these 5 guys, and as a coach, when you see the growth and the development that these guys, those last 3 in particular, have made throughout their time, it makes you feel really good.
Yeah, no question about it. And you mentioned Jalen. I've talked to him, and he wants to go to grad school next year and play somewhere. And I know there's been interest from high-level programs in him. Have you talked to a guy like David and what he would like to do next year? Is he a guy that wants to go to grad school somewhere? Does he want to get into the working world? What does he want to do?
Yeah, David's going to, we're going to talk. We've talked about it a little bit. We'll talk more after the season. Both Jalen and David would like to be here at Brown. Unfortunately, the Ivy League's not going to extend the waiver for student athletes to continue to play varsity sports while in grad school, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because when you have two guys like that who, again, represent everything you want in a Ivy League student athlete, they prefer to be here and finish their eligibility here. We should find a way for that to happen. And unfortunately, the presidents in the Ivy League is not going to do that. It doesn't make sense to me. But David's going to look at what's out there. He would like to continue his education. He'd like to pursue the opportunity to start his master's and his grad school work.
Yep.
And we're going to help support him in all those pursuits. And any program that gets any of these guys for another year will be really lucky.
Absolutely, positively. I also understand, am I correct in saying, does Tyler Brown still have another semester of eligibility? And
he's got another full year.
Oh, another full year. He does.
But
Okay.
We're it's a little bit complicated, and he may have another semester of academic work here at Brown as an undergraduate student. So we'll have conversations about how he can best utilize that remaining year of eligibility and potential semester of academic work left at Brown.
Okay.
But he's a senior, and he will be honored this Saturday.
All right. So, Coach, Saturday at 6, it is the Columbia Lions, a team that you beat 93-74 back on January 22nd down in New York City. First of all, what do you remember about that game? The thing that stood out to me was you forced 22 turnovers, 14 of which were steals.
Yeah, defense led to offense. We played with great pace offensively. We got going in transition. We made shots. We scored 52 points in the first half. Columbia's hard to guard. They've got some really good guards. Nweke is who's been injured, and I'm not sure his status for this weekend, but he's a load inside.
Yeah.
They're physical. They rebound. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in our league. And their guards are playing really, really well with great confidence. Xavier McLean, Geronimo Rubio de la Rosa, Jaden Cooper are all three really talented young guards.
How about the kid off the bench, too? Shaki Okeke can shoot it.
He can really shoot. He's been starting for them recently. But, so they've got some firepower, and we've got to make sure we're locked in defensively. I didn't think we started that game with great defensive focus, and they scored on 3 or 4 of their 5 first possessions. Then we started to turn them over, Scott, and that led to good offense. They shot a really high percentage throughout the game. We've got to be much better in forcing difficult shots, even when we don't turn them over.
Yeah. I look at that team, and don't forget they beat Penn earlier this season. And I'm surprised that they've had the season record-wise that they have. I thought they'd be a little bit better than where they are right now, but I feel the same way about us, which underscores how difficult this league is. I mean, there's just great coaching and great players throughout the Ivy League.
Yeah, it's hard. It's challenging, and I think that I think Columbia situation is different from ours. I think Columbia is in a spot where they've got a lot of youth, some inexperience, but they're growing with every game. They have had a great win at Penn. They've had other really good halves of basketball and 3/4 of a full game. They just haven't been able to put it together as consistently maybe as they would like, but they are more than capable of if and when they do put together a full 40 minutes of having another really good win like the one they had at Penn. And like I said, they're growing and they're maturing with every game, and their youth is not so young anymore. Jim's Engels is one of the best coaches out there in what he does offensively and defensively to take advantage of what you do as a team. Like, he really does a great job of putting his team in position to be successful based on how you play offensively or how you play defensively. And they're going to come in here with a great plan and some really good talent to try to execute that plan, and we're going to have our hands full.
Yeah, I know you're a huge college basketball fan, but you're also worried about your team and preparing your team for whatever game is next on the schedule. Do you get a chance at all with any of your downtime to watch other teams play, particularly when I say other teams with coaches that you have good relationships with, like Ed Cooley at Providence? They're having a great year. Your friend, Gals at Gallagher at Hartford, or Porter Moser now at Oklahoma. Do you ever get a chance to watch other games during the course of the season?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Not as much as you'd like, not as much as I had last year.
Yep.
Last year I had the opportunity to watch every game.
Sure.
This year is a little bit different. You obviously have your practice, you have your preparation, you have your I have my family, right? I have my kids' games and practices that
That's
I try
right.
to see as much as I possibly can. But yeah, last night By the time I got home, I was able to watch the last few minutes of the UConn-Villanova game. I'll try to watch a little bit of the Friars, whenever I can, and other friends as much as possible. You're trying to support your friends. You're trying to learn and grow. You may see something in one game that could help you, whether it's a good play, a good set, a good defensive coverage, a special situation that maybe you have to address in the next practice, right? We practice a ton of situations. A lot of times we'll just put a minute 15 or a minute 30 on the clock and just play it out, because a lot of times you may try to script a situation, but it's not going to come across as well as it could if you just play, right? And you play as many competitive situations as possible. But a lot of times you get those situations from what you see on TV. So it's not every night. A lot of times we're watching our practice film or our opponent's game film. But when I can, I love to watch what's going on with the rest of college basketball.
So Ed did something this past weekend that I thought was unique. They were down at Butler most of the first half and early into the second half, and I think he was down 19 early in the second half and called his last time out of the game because he's just trying to stop the bleeding. And in that last time out, he didn't even talk to the kids. He let them come together and talk amongst themselves, and the team ended up rallying, coming back and winning the game in overtime against Butler. You ever thought about calling a timeout and just walking away from the huddle and said, all right, you guys can talk amongst yourselves?
Yeah, we've done that. I mean, we've done that before. I mean, and it's obviously it's something we can laugh about, but when you have a team that he has with the maturity and the experience and all fifth-year seniors and maybe even a sixth-year guy, and then the rest of the team are fourth-year guys, you have confidence and faith that they're going to be talking about the right things. If you had a team with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, it may not be the best thing to do, but I think it all depends on the team you have. And as a coach, your voice and your message is important. But nothing is more valuable or stronger than the voice of your senior leaders and your upperclassmen. So the best timeouts, the best team huddles, the best team film sessions are all player-led, Scott. They're not led by the coach.
All right, let's celebrate those 5 seniors before the game on Saturday and hopefully celebrate with a win against the Columbia Lions. Coach, good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, that's the head coach of the Bears, Mike Martin. That'll do it for this edition of the Mike Martin Show. My thanks to Sam Cloris and Nana Owusu-Anani for joining us, and for the head coach of the Bears, Mike Martin, my name is Scott Kredishi. Thanks for joining us, everybody.